I love video games, but I never leave my house, so I'ma start gaming on the go. This is amazing! Aw man, that broke my Switch, now I'm bored. But what's this? Maybe someone buried some treasure or something here. I should dig it up to see what it is, that'll be fun. I was wrong. This isn't a treasure. This is a corpse! Really stinky one, like, even by corpse standards, like, God, man, I'm gonna throw up, man. I'm gonna throw up. This is the Gamecom. And this is a lobotomy, which I wish I could have gotten so I wouldn't have to live with the knowledge that this thing exists. Well, there's nothing else going on down here, and I'm getting kind of bored, so I guess I'm just gonna talk about this thing now. The Gamecom is a 5th generation handheld console released in 1997 for $69.95, which meant it was going up against this. It sold terribly, and while we don't have the exact numbers, we do know that it sold less than 300,000 units. Yeah, I can't imagine why. Also, I just want to mention that Dennis Lynch of the Chicago Tribune described the Gamecom as a sort of Game Boy for adults. Yeah, right, what are adults gonna do with this thing? Pay taxes? No. The Gamecom was also made by Tiger Electronics, who are the makers of a torture method. But believe it or not, the Gamecom wasn't Tiger Electronics' first foray into actual video game consoles. No, I'm not counting these as actual video game consoles. No one does. No, never. I'm never counting these. No! Anyways, the first actual video game console that I could find on them would be the QuizWiz, and it would share general knowledge with you. And the second far more notable one would be the R-Zone, which was planned by Tiger Electronics to be a competitor to the Virtual Boy. Ah yeah, man, let's turn suicide into a competition. That's a great idea. They both sold terribly. Anyways, I want to bring attention to the odd naming choice of the device. The Gamecom is called the Gamecom because, and I kid you not, this thing was meant to be able to access the internet. This handheld device from 1997 that could be powered by lemons was gonna have access to the internet. You could email people with this thing. Just imagine doing that. Just imagine emailing somebody with a Gamecom. Yeah, you better imagine doing that, because I'm willing to bet that no Gamecom owners ever bothered to access the internet on it. Mainly due to the fact that in order to access the internet, you needed to use a dial-up modem and an internet cartridge that was not included with the console. Yeah, the console that was designed with an emphasis on internet connectivity, a console that literally had .com in the name, didn't allow you to connect to the internet unless you purchased a cartridge separately. That's just stupid! That's just dumb! I mean, that is dumb, I'm not denying that, but I'm sure somebody used the internet capabilities this device offered. I mean, look, how about you list off what Gamecom owners could do on the internet with it? Okay, well, I mean, you could purchase the WebLink cartridge, which would allow you to connect your Gamecom to a computer, where you could then visit the Gamecom website and upload your high scores in games that made use of the Gamecom's internet capabilities. Oh, that's cool, so can you tell us what games used it? Okay. So, are you gonna list off the games? What I just did. Yeah, that's right, there were 0 games that made use of the Gamecom's internet capabilities. Not a single one took advantage of it, and I wanna assume they were smart enough to realize no sane human being is gonna jump through that many hoops just to upload high scores. But I mean, I can't even say that, because if they were smart, they wouldn't have released a game for the Gamecom. Also, let's get back to that name. It's called the Gamecom, so let's talk about the games that made up half the name. There were 21 games released for the Gamecom over the span of its entire life, one of which was Solitaire, which was built into the Gamecom, as well as Lights Out, which was a pack-in. And I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what Lights Out is, but I'm sure it's amazing because they wanted this game, to be the first impression people had after unboxing their new video game console. So let's check it out. Truly, it's truly amazing. Yep. Other titles released for the Gamecom include Wheel of Fortune 2, and, Henry? Okay, I gotta ask, what in God's name does Henry for the Gamecom look like? I don't know, man, that's That's Henry. Okay, some of the other games released for the Gamecom were Monopoly, Jeopardy, Tiger Casino, Centipede, Scrabble, and Frogger. And look, I know that the Gamecom is garbage masquerading as a portable video game console, and we all know that I dislike this thing a lot, but I gotta give it credit where it's due. At the very least, it could kind of handle Frogger. I mean, that snake kind of blends into the log, but overall, Frogger looks playable. That's more than technology from 1890 can say, I guess. Anyways, let's get into what I like to call the "Oh my god, why did they think these would work on this console?" group of games. Here we have notable titles such as Sonic Jam. No, God. Oh, God, no. Fuck this game. Okay, that's a bit much. Allow me to calmly explain how much I hate this game. If this game were a person, I'd marry its dad, spend all of its dad's cash to leave them in debt, then divorce its dad, and then claim custody of it, just to throw it into an adoption home. A terrible adoption home. That also smells bad. Yeah, I think it's safe to say I don't like Gamecom Sonic Jam, and now I'm just gonna complain about this one game for a while because I need to meet my quota. So the first of my complaints is it's a Sonic game that's slow. Ungodly slow. Look at how choppy this is. The first movie ever recorded looks better than this. Okay, look, I'm gonna put how slow this game feels into perspective for you. This is the Big Bang. It's the start of everything, and if I started playing Sonic Jam on the Gamecom, the moment this event occurred, I'd be done with the game by about the time our sun kills itself because it's had enough of being in the same solar system as this. But believe it or not, I've seen dozens of fans for this game. Okay, maybe like 3. And 2 of them highlighted the soundtrack as a big part of why they liked the game. Okay, so you know Flying Battery Zone, right? And you know how the song goes like ba 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 da. Yeah, well, this is Flying Battery Zone on the Gamecom. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna insult you for your taste in music. I'm better than that, so instead I'm just gonna stick to silently judging you. I'll be nice to your face, but honestly, deep down, I'll always think you're a horrible person. I'm kidding about the being nice to your face part. The rest, that's all true. Oh, but Blue, Sonic Jam managed to fit 3 whole Sonic games into 1 disc on the Saturn. It's still impressive that they managed to cram them into a Gamecom cartridge, right? And to that I say, no, it's not impressive because they didn't cram 3 whole Sonic games into a Gamecom cartridge. Instead, what they did was cram 3 zones into this cartridge. They skipped Sonic 1 and put Emerald Hill Zone, Angel Island Zone, and Mushroom Hill Zone in the game. And you know, I like to look on the bright side of things. So let's just say that this is a good thing because there's less of the game to play. Also, why does it use the Sonic R box art? Why? I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't get it. Why is it like this? How did it end up this bad? Why is it like this? Look, it really makes you question who made this game. Was it Sonic Team? I don't think it was. It all adds up now. I get it now. It all makes sense now. I understand. We're moving on to the next game. The next game on the list is Fighters Megamix. Why? Fighters Megamix was a 3D fighting game for the Sega Saturn. How did they translate this over to the Gamecom? They didn't. Next up is Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and look, at least it's a 2D fighting game this time, but oh my god, this version is abysmal. I mean, just look at this sad excuse of a fatality. Bro, I don't want this to end up on YouTube Kids. I need blood and gore to prevent that. I don't even know what else to say about this, it's just bad. Okay, next up is Duke Nukem 3D. That's pretty much the game. I'm done here. I'm done with this segment. I need to cheer myself up, so I'm just gonna let everybody know that the guy who voiced Duke Nukem was Big the Cat's first English voice actor.
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum. And I'm all out of gum.
Okay, that helped a little, but seriously, there's no way this gets worse, right? Right? The next game is Indy 500. I wanna cry. The next one is The Lost World Jurassic Park. No, surely they couldn't find a way to ruin dinosaurs, right? They found a way, but they're still not unique. Join the club, Tiger Electronics. The next one up is Quiz Wiz Cyber Trivia. And if you remember from earlier, I brought up how the Quiz Whiz was a console Tiger Electronics made, so it is kind of cool that they let that specific brand live on in the form of a game. This is my definition of cool. Now, is the game good? What do you think? Next in the grand lineup of Gamecom games is... Oh, sorry, wrong background. Resident Evil 2. God, just look at it. This game looks more like a corpse than the zombies themselves. And next up, we have what I dare to call one of the best Gamecom games. I'd show you how low the bar is, but the floor is in the way. Okay, so let's check out the amazing game known as Batman and Robin. It's a beat-em-up game starring Batman, and there's not much else to say about it other than making a joke about Tiger Electronics and narcissism. And that's the entirety of the Gamecom's library. Why did Tiger Electronics think the Gamecom could compete with the Game Boy? Why did Tiger Electronics decide to just give birth to the Gamecom in the morgue? They should have just given up on it. All of its games are garbage. Why? Why did they actually support it for like 3 years? Why? Why do these games have to exist? Why did they think talking about the Gamecom would be a good idea? Why did they think talking about the Gamecom's games would be a good idea? I'm dumber for knowing that these games exist. Now I get charged half price whenever mind readers read my mind. But it could have been worse because I haven't even mentioned the canceled games for the Gamecom yet. So let's just go over what those are really quickly. First up, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. No, thank God this got canceled. Oh my God. No, thank God. Gigapets Deluxe. Deer Hunter. Have you ever heard of Mercy Killings? Yeah, well, that's what this game's about. I mean, wouldn't you put a deer out of its misery if it was stuck in the Gamecom? The main character succeeded, that's why the game didn't release. Thank God, I love animals. I couldn't bear to see a deer in that kind of pain. Sonic 3D Blast. Ah, man, I can't believe they canceled it. I was sure this game was gonna be a blast. A Bug's Life. I hate bugs. I wish they could have suffered. Name that tune. Ah, yes, a game based around music on a console with the sound capabilities of a calculator. That's just what I've been waiting for. Wait, it got canceled. Man, I'm depressed now. The Legend of the Lost Creator. In the legend, a company named Tiger Electronics canceled this game, and sadly, the legend's ending has been lost to time, just like countless other legends before it, so we'll never find out what happened to the Lost Creator. I don't think anyone wants to. Mutoids. I have no jokes here. Metal Gear Solid. You know, I wonder how the Gamecom would have handled Snake. Probably not well, so I can see why they canceled Metal Gear Solid. Oh my God, that was never gonna work out on this console. Madden 98. This is the part where I make a football joke, but I don't know any. I've never watched football other than like 2 times when I was like 5. Furby Land. Such a shame, such a shame. I have no clue why they canceled this. I mean, was Tiger Electronics afraid of Furbies or something? I mean, those aren't that scary. You know, maybe they canceled the game because around the time Furby Land for the Gamecom would have released, people thought Furbies were a Chinese spy device. That's not a joke, by the way. Furbies were banned from government buildings and military facilities by the NSA. Now I'm just imagining some gruff and battle-hardened guy who's seen the horrors of war bringing a Furby to a military facility. That thought is so funny to me, but you know, now I'm wondering who made Furbies. Of course it was them. Yeah, of course it was them. Why did they cancel this though? I actually have no idea. Sonic Jam, sure, but Furbies, no. Godzilla. On this screen, he'd be more like Tinyzilla. I think little Timmy's pet salamander he found in the forest would eat that version of Godzilla whole. And that salamander probably did. That's why the game was canceled. NASCAR racing. Listen, you're gonna be really shocked to hear this, but I have no jokes for this one either. Shadow Madness. Hey, have you ever looked at your shadow and seen it do this? Yeah, well, that's what would have happened if this game released. Turok Dinosaur Hunter. Thank God this game is as dead as the dinosaurs. I'm so happy they didn't get the chance to ruin dinosaurs again. Small Soldiers. Again, on this screen, anything qualifies as small. WCW Whiplash. Command and Conquer Red Alert.
Red alert! Red alert! We need to cancel the game! But we're okay with releasing Sonic Jam, that's fine.
Holyfield Champion Boxing. I think this one was cancelled because Tiger Electronics realized that if people learn that getting decked in the face can cause amnesia, they would have started paying random people like $100 or something just to punch them in the face, just for the slightest chance of forgetting that the Gamecom is a thing that exists. So yeah, those are all the cancelled Gamecom games, and I am happy they were cancelled because things would have been so bad if Command & Conquer Red Alert released. War, famines, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, every bad thing you can think of would have paled in comparison to the harm these games would have inflicted upon the world if they were released. But I don't care about the world, so I wish Sonic 3D Blast for the Gamecom release because it would have been very funny to talk about. Look, all I'm saying is when I explain what the Gamecom is to people, the reaction I get is...
What the hell is wrong with you? Oh my god, you should go to the hospital. Please. Preferably one that is 12 states away. Hell, I'll pay for the plane ticket.
Anyways, now I'm gonna enlighten you all with fun facts and trivia. So, did you know that the Gamecom was the first ever console with a touchscreen? Only 2 games made use of it. Those 2 games being Wheel of Fortune and Lights Out. I can't believe Mortal Kombat Trilogy didn't use touchscreen controls. So yeah, Tiger Electronics' child practically went through neonatal death so the DS could soar the sky and bring joy to everyone like Santa Claus. Speaking of Santa Claus, some poor sad child probably got this for Christmas somewhere. Yep, Tiger Electronics made an updated version of the Gamecom in an attempt to save it. And look, I just gotta ask, how did they even have enough faith in the Gamecom to attempt this? I mean, it's not like there's much to save, so like, why didn't they just try to make a brand new console or something? I mean, making a brand new console would have been the logical choice when you're stuck with this. Why are you trying to apply such feeble concepts such as logic onto us? You know, they raise a good point. Anyway, Stephen L. Kent, who was writing for the Chicago Tribune, wrote that the Gamecom had an elegant design and better sound than the Game Boy. I think Stephen L. Kent is deaf. I also want to mention that there is an official Gamecom emulator. It is unnamed, but it does exist. So if you're a lunatic who's interested in playing any of these games for whatever reason, you can play them on that. But you absolutely shouldn't download any ROMs or anything to play these. No, I'm not saying that because it's illegal. I'm saying that because they suck. Please, put your morbid curiosity for these games away and move on. But just please, I'm trying to save you here. Please. The point is, I'm totally not advocating for you to pirate these games because I am a good and moral person who would never, ever endorse such things. But I am also physically incapable of preventing you from pirating these games, so if you want to pirate Gamecom games, be my guest, you masochist. Look, I know I'm not actually gonna get sued, but I couldn't help myself. I had to make that bad joke. It's what I do. I make bad jokes. Well, that's about it for the fun facts and trivia section, so let's move on to the Gamecom commercials, because they sure are something.
Gamecom active. Let's rock.
No.
Gamecom, the ultimate portable gaming system.
What's there to do?
Nothing.
Did that yesterday. I miss Wheel of Fortune.
Could I tempt you with a little Gamecom? Games on demand.
Are we allowed to demand?
Wheel of Fortune!
Get my right wing!
Casino game!
Casino games!
Ooh, a touch screen! How divine!
Arcade classics, Indy 500.
I hear Gamecom.
I'm out of here.
And then God banished all the Gamecoms to hell. Oh, that's why they're all down here.
Tough guy. Little help here. Hello? I have a surprise for all the slackers, but nothing better to do than play games and surf the net all day. Gamecom! Lay those bloodshot eyes on these babies! It speaks!
Let's rock.
Begs to be touched! Wires you to the internet! And it plays more games than you idiots have brain cells! Any questions? Then play, idiot! Next question! How about compatibility? Question! How much does it cost?
the ultimate portable gaming system.
This is such a bad commercial. I mean, come on, insulting your audience, who would ever do that? What idiots would ever watch this? Tell me, who would ever watch some guy talk about a video game console, especially one like the Gamecom? Who would ever watch that? Let alone buy the thing afterwards. Anyways, that's all the commercials I could find online. I'm not sure if there's more. I know there's some for the games, but for the Gamecom itself, I don't know if there's more, but there might be. I just can't find them. So yeah, that was the Gamecom, and at least it's interesting. I mean, it's also a piece of crap that destroyed my faith in God, turning me into an atheist, but the point still remains, it is interesting. Well, anyways, I gotta get going now, but don't worry, I'll be back down here soon enough due to the whole being an atheist thing. So with that being said, I bid this place and you adieu. Thank God, my suffering is finally over. Wait, did he say he'll be back? Is there anybody new in there? And if so, have you ever heard about the Gamecom? Oh wait, do you want to hear my thoughts and opinions on its games? Okay, so hear me out. This game sucks. 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 This game sucks.